Victor, and here in the third part of the painting tutorial of the this Nargel drone. Now I will do the rust effects, and I start doing some rust here. You can see I applied some rust on that parts and some parts here. So what I'm using is a very watered down powders. I'm using the weathering powders from Forge Wool, and in that case I'm using the orange rust. I was using this one because I think it's the one that is contrasting the best with the green, will give a very nice contrast and will work very well. What we want to do is we work with this very thin down. I wait here that is drying, so when it's dry it's completely matte, but the powders, when they change a little bit color before they dry. So what I'm going to do is I will show you how I'm applying this. It's a very thin down, and then I apply it where I have this type of holes, right? So I just put the small touch and I apply there the wash here. So you apply this on the points where you want to do. If you don't have that, I was thinking to use Riza Rust is another option, but I will not do it as a dry brush. I will do it more with trying to pinpoint the areas where you want to do the rust. The rust normally will be more visible on the crevices more than on the this way. I like the Nihilite, how it's called, the color, the other rust, the one for copper that we are going to apply later. So I like a lot this one, the Nihilan oxide, okay, because it's a wash. I'm not that fan. I like it how it looks like, but I'm not that fan of the Riza rust. And the main reason is because normally the more rusted things are going to be these ones that have no friction, and naturally the ones without friction are going to be more the holes and the more inside parts, not the more deep parts on the object, on the vehicle, or on the thing that you want to apply the rust. So this way, the dry brush I don't think is the right technique to do it. I use sometimes Riza rust when it's a flat surface and I want to do really a very big weathering, but I'm not that fan when it's something like that. For example, here, this thing I will apply and you have to be careful with the powders because they are never fixed. It's not like normal paint that will get fixed, and this will play in our we'll use this in our advantage, but can have some small disadvantages that for example, if you go with your finger on top of an area that is already dry, you will mess up with the paint. So we will need to fix this later on, applying a little bit of varnish, and then I will apply the varnish before doing I think I will do today the layer of varnish, and then later on we are going to work the rest, because if we want to go glossy and we apply a matte varnish on top, will not do what we want. So you can see I'm doing the same here. For example, I will apply a little bit more rust, okay? What I'm doing especially on the green parts, and I will not do exposed metallic. I will just do if it's rust directly on the green. I don't think exposed metal will give any will add anything on this miniature. This is on top. One thing that is fun is that we paint the vehicles that if they have a normal iron, but it's not iron normally, so it be ceramic or something like that, and yeah, can be that it's not even metallic color. So I'm just, you can see, pinpointing different holes, crevices. I try also to apply on some of these cracks, not all of them. You don't need to overdo. Don't put too much. Okay, and once it's dry, you see it's completely matte and it's making a very nice rust looking. So don't worry if you see that, and it's going to be a little bit more transparent once dry. But it's The powders are very matte, so take this into account. For example, here I will apply a little bit more. So I'm really going where I see that the metallic, the things are here on this weapon. We are going to apply a little bit here. You can see I like to do it with moderation. Then on the corrugate, what we can do is apply in some parts of the metallic, and you can do like that and delay. Even if you go with a tissue paper, you will remove it from the more prominent parts. So we can add something here on the corrugate. I will not add on the weapons. I prefer to add it more on the corrugate, and I will need to change my clean water because this is contaminating completely the water. Okay, we can add. You can see here I do it very watered down. And just adding on this side. I will look here also very watered down. Okay, can take a little bit. We can add a little bit on these parts, especially on the broken parts. Okay, for example, this one here, we can add. Right, we can leave this without. This one we can add a lot. For example, just as I said, look the parts that can be look like they are rusted, damaged, or something like that, and add it there. The end, this is a little bit of unnatural rust. It's part of the powers of Norgal. It's part of the corruption of Norgal. So it can be that it's going in a part that make not that sense. Here, for example, this one thing that can happen. I went out of the hole. So you go with a tissue. I remove it. And I usually a little bit of outside is not a big problem. I'm going to. Okay, this one. No, this will look okay. You can make some bigger than others. So I like to go around and see where I can add a little bit more. We can add a little bit on the over here, that is on the very broken blades here, right? Example, this one have broken blade, but this one have here, Let if it's broken because it's rusted. Maybe the rust is repairing the damage of the bottle. So here I see that we have also holes in this weapon. So let's fill the holes with some rust. will apply as well the nihilate oxide before doing the and I think now it looks quite good. So you see here, looks like the corrugate we add a little bit. We can add a little bit more later. And the other thing is, if this is drying, you add some water and will be ready to use. And no, it's too. This was too thick. We'll add a little bit more on the corrugate tubes. This is too much. Let's take water. We move it down. We make some tubes more oxidized than others. So you see here that it's very reddish. I can take no water and I can, and even the part that have been dry before, I can manage to move it. Now we are going to wait that this dries before doing any other thing. We'll add here, because if not here it looks too bright. This is the other problem we can have, and too much to here. Remove, it's too, I will add less thin add. Okay. If it goes too much in the parts, I remove it. But I think now it looks good. And we can start working with this part here, for example, that I went a little bit out of what I wanted. You can come with a paper and remove it a little bit. If this is not working, you can come with a little bit of water. You will see that reapplying water will again, but I think it looks good now. So next I'm going to apply nihilate oxide. Okay. And again with some moderation. So, for example, we can apply along one of the rivets and another one, but not too much. Just you don't need to do all the rivets, you just do some of them. Okay, you just want to give the sensation. You don't want to overdo. You don't want this to be blue, to be fair. Here on this type of deposits, I go to, especially in the holes. Okay, I go on the rivets. Just very little touches. You don't want to overdo because it's contrasting too much. So you really wanted to keep it quite discreet. You can add a little bit here, for example, on the joints. The typical part that can be rust. And add it on the other weapon, like if this is a very corrosive thing going on here. Right. I will add rust. One part that I wanted to add it is on the fly thing here. This will help. And I want to water it a little bit more. This will help to give the sensation of the symbol of no-no. And it's good that it's not completely symmetrical. Okay, I won't apply more on the symbol of no-no. This one here, you want to apply some rust as well. Over here, this is too much. You have to be very selective where you apply this one. For example, one part that we can apply is here. Okay. I will remove this a little bit less. Just one side is okay. Or we can put the sides. Something like that. But always with the weathering and the rust, do it with moderation. Although this one deserves a big rust. Okay, and then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that I'm doing that and to start rusting the base. I go to the joints, to the where we have over here. You can go here where it's broken. So naturally, this will flow to the joints of, not to the joints, to this type of. Okay, something like that is good. Right. We can even put that if it's the oxide can flow out of the metal. For example, here that we don't have very nice marbling, we can dissimulate with something like that. Okay, I will do also this one here. Right. So I doubt that this is gold. If it's gold, it's not rusting, but most likely most of these things will be brass. And just put in some of this, and I will add here some of this broken. For example, this one that is really broken, we can simulate this was really rust like that. Fine. I will put in some of these things. Okay. One part that normally can rust a lot is the bottom of these things. Put too much. So if you put too much, take some water the excess. Right. If you go very thin, will, I think is a way to control it. Put a little bit here, for example. Too much. See, when I see that it's too much contrasting, and I will rust. This one I will rust for sure. The symbol of Norgel have to be rust. Let's put some water. Okay, and we rust the other side of the symbol of Norgel. Yeah, the symbol have to be rust. There is no way that the symbol is not rusted by the powers of Norgel. So yeah, and this is how to do the rust. I don't know if I will add a bit maybe on the top and just something like that. Again, add a little bit here, not too much as well. We can add all here also as well on some of the flat surfaces. We did some rivets as well, so it was good. We can add here. So just after you like it, I think like that is looking good. So let me show to you. So this is how it looks like now. Okay. I think there is enough rusting and things going on. Okay, and now I will spray with varnish to fix the powders, and I will come back once the varnish is dry. So this is how it looks like now after applying the varnish. I think it's looking good. And next I'm going to paint the middle lens, and I think I will do like a brown, red brown lead. Sorry, visor. So I will start with Dumble brown, okay, and I'm going to apply here. So instead of going for I will try to do something that is not. It's like a rotted red, I will say, or how to say, like a not nice red, something like this, not pure red. So next I'm going to apply Tusgurfur. Okay, you see it's on the reddish tonality, but a little bit brown pinkish. Okay, I'm going to apply this at the bottom. Okay, then we go like that. Okay. Next, I'm going to apply Bookman's Glow, the same that we use for the things on the top. This will help. If I put here now blood red, I think it will drag too much attention. I did the same for the glasses and visors that I have on the Land Rider. Okay. Next, Guardian flesh tone. And we are going to finalize the bottom with kislev flesh. Okay. I hope this is visible, the camera. Now, after doing all this color gradation down, we go to the top. And I will not do black in that case, I will apply reader's height on top. Okay, and we are going to finalize as usual with a dot, and I will use a little bit of, I will not use pure white, I'm going to use Screaming Skull. So I'm going to put this dot. We can do like 2 dots because it's quite a big one. Or almost a line. So something like that. Like that. Okay. And we can apply on the opposite side a little bit of this Screaming Skull, very little. Okay, I'm going to do a small correction with real sky to make the dots a little bit smaller. Okay, and this is how we do the middle lens. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in so you can see it a closer view. I don't want to work too close because then I get out of the camera, but now I will try to zoom in just so you can see how it looks like. Okay, I will go out a little bit more. Okay. And now we are going to start playing a little bit with this thing, Nurgle's Rod. We are going to apply this on the places where we see like mucosity or nasty things. So especially we'll apply, and we want it to be a little bit transparent. So we are going to apply this in that things. Okay, we're going to play here. Because these look like droplets. And what we can do is we can put this inside of the hole. and will look like that some nasty thing it's popping out of this organic exhaust pipes, I will say. And then let's apply the same. Don't cover completely the pink, you can leave a little bit of the pink. Okay. And you can go a little bit on top of the pipes, because in the end these pipes will be also dirty with this liquid, okay? So you start here, you apply more on the middle, and then you can go a little bit on top of the pipes. I don't want to go too green because I want to still have contrast with the armor. So you want to and as usual this nagel rod have to be applied with some moderation. And also we'll give this a slime. So we can apply, later on we are going to apply gloss varnish in different parts. I think I will apply it here on these things. I think will make sense. So we can go a little bit on top of these things with the nagel rod. This thing I will apply more. This thing that looks like a droplet fallen I will apply. So you play a little bit with the nagel rod here. Okay. Just look that all the parts that you want to cover with nagel rod is covered. Look in the top that I'm not missing anything. Here I will keep like flesh these things. Flesh that is attached partially to the armor. This one's a rule. Okay. Where else I will apply nagel rod? We'll apply it. I'm thinking if I will at the end make a hole here, and I will apply it as well here. Okay, and on this tentacles, like if it's poison, we can apply here when it's broken. Okay, we can apply a little bit, for example, in some of these tubes, just outside. It's up to you, but it's to apply like some nasty is happening there. For example, here we can apply a little bit. So the parts that we did not put nihilate outside, we can apply a little bit of this. It's just, you have to enjoy where, you have to look where you want to put it. For example, here on this type of breathing things, why not? Not cover completely the part, just put it in strategic points. You even can try to put it in some parts on the skin. For example, I will not do it, guys, but you can put it in some of these blisters of the skin. I will, in my case, I prefer not to do it. I will keep applying here a little bit more. And then the other part where I want to apply it is here. Okay? So like if it's dripping from the, I don't know if you can see this on camera, like if it's dripping from the tubes. Okay. You can go on top of the, then we can put some spots there. Remember that we had filled before these crevices with normal rod. I will put a little bit more now to be sure that everything is looking right. Okay, and we can apply a little bit more here. For example, this one then can leak like that. We can have, for example, here on this. So, like if this thing is leaving a trail of Northern rod, okay. So you want to really put it at the back. This will increase the nastiness of the miniature. So we want to make the base as a part of the miniature in that case. And the base, especially here, we want to apply this nargel rod. Okay. You can imagine that you don't want to touch this thing. And you see the nargel rod is quite a transparent paint, so try to do it in different. So we're going to apply as well here, and here the tip is broken. I will apply like that. Okay. We'll apply if it's clicking from here. Now we'll let it dry there. Okay. And I think that will be all for nargel rods. I will not do more. I think it's already quite nasty. Okay, so I will wait because it's more difficult to know once this is dry, because of the type of because it's glossy, so it's more difficult to know once it's dry. So I will wait until this dries, and when this has dry, I will come to do the next step. So, but now look how it's looking like here, and how it looks like the back of the base. Okay. So this is up to your taste. I want to leave this type of green slime leaf behind. Okay. So yeah, I wait until this is completely dry and I come back. So this is how it looks like now that have dry. Okay. It's becoming more transparent, and we have. I'm not sure on the guns. I think I will. What we are going to do, I will drill this offline. I think I will drill and I will put the liquid inside. So, but this how it looks like now, and now we are going to apply hard coat. Okay, varnish, gloss varnish in some parts. Okay, to make it look like a slime or. I don't like to use a good brush with varnish. I prefer to use one of the same brush that I use to do. So we are going to apply here on the lens. Okay, I will apply on these things to make them look wet. So the idea is to apply this on the parts that you want to look wet. And as you can see, just apply. And this is why I wanted to apply before the spray varnish, because if you apply now the spray varnish, you kill the glossiness, or you partially kill the glossiness that we are applying here. So I wanted to do the glossy part later. Okay. You can put this on some of the postals as well. No need to do them all. I will apply here because I think the gloss have disappeared a little bit. I want this to be really gloss. We'll do these three ones that look like corn. This big one we want to do some gloss. Okay, some of them, not all. I'm going to apply as well here. Want this to look wet. Okay, we'll apply as well somehow here. So just on the spots that you think can be interesting, and I will do the tentacles glossy. Okay. So it's up to everyone what you want to leave more glossy and less. As again, I don't like to abuse on that, and as we did before, we will need to wait until this dries. We'll apply a little bit here around this orifice and as well around this orifice. Okay, so I let it dry and I come back. So this is how it looks like now, once the gloss varnish have been dry. Okay, and here we have also the tentacle. It's dry now. It's still a little bit sticky. So this is how it looks like. Also these scars now looks much glossy. You can play more with that, but now the next step I will use is I will play a little bit with the uhu. Is to make like it's lime dropping out, right? So for that I'm going to use this. It's called uhu power. Okay, it's a glue. I hope it's not dry. Okay, it's impact glue. So I will put some here. Okay, going to clean up. It's quite smelly as well. We need to clean up this thing. Okay, put it there. I will clean up this later. So we have the uhu there. I will use this tooth. Okay. And for example, we can take some amount of uhu. We put it, for example, here. And we make it lip to the bottom. We can take from the bottom, no? Okay, it's difficult to make it on camera because you need the right inclination. If not, it's not working well. Okay. I try to something like that. Okay, hope I can show you on camera. For example, this is quite a long one. We can make a shorter one, for example here, from here to here and then here. We can put a little bit more here to here. So just to add some slime and some, for example, we can make another one going from here. Put a little bit more. You can see that the thing is really making this type of, we'll take this out because it makes no sense. Okay, so it's like, and I suggest not to put too much, but we can put another one here. This is the last step. You be careful because you cannot, if you make a mistake here, you cannot solve it. Okay. Put okay, I will not put too much. This will also increase the glossiness because this is of course like a glossy type of thing. And add another one here to here, and then here to here. This is just to increase the nastiness of the model. Putting something more on the back here. Put one crossing from the front to the back. So you want to give this slime effect, especially on these tubes. I will put one just dripping from here. I don't want to go too far, something like that. You see that it's really stretching a lot. Okay, I think this is good enough. So this is how it looks like now with all the dripping things. So I will let it dry and now it's done. So this is how I paint the drone. I wait now that this uhu is completely dry, and then I will do the rim and the miniature is finished. So here we have the paint job. We'll take the camera now. Here we have the nasty guy. Okay. With all this uhu, all this slime dripping and stretching, and this is how it looks like. We can add some blood effects on the base, but yeah, this is done. The lens, if you can get, oh, sorry, the lens here. Sorry for this. You see that even when it fall down, I did not break the slimes. This was a little bit lucky, but pretty happy how this looks like. So please in the comments below, what do you think? And now I will put it in the box light, and I will make some nicer pictures. That's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.